morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a new tank. We have the Progetto 46 coming in the Blitz store today. By the time this video is released, it will be out and you can buy this tank. I'm not sure if it will be for money or for gold, but I do know it's not for crates. Like, wow, a new tank and it's not come for crates. Fantastic. It's a great tank. I love this tank, and depending on the price, I really want to get this tank. I tested the tank back a few months ago and I'm doing really well. I think on my main account I've got like 3,000 average damage, so I was doing really well in this tank, and I love it. If you like the Pantera, I think that you will love this. It is obviously an Italian tier 8 medium tank with the auto reloading system. So if you're used to them tanks by now, you, I think, will love this tank. So hit points, we're going to look at the stats. Hit points is 1485. Not got much armor, but you can get the troll bounces every now and again. Only 80 mil on your front of the turret, 60 on the side, 25 on the rear, and your hull is 60 side, 30, 20 rear. So you will be getting HE'd by quite a lot of things coming your way, especially the big caliber guns, the tier 9s, the ISU 152s, etc., and maybe in tier 7 against the things like the Smasher. So armor wise, I mean, you're not going to bounce much. You're not going to bounce much at all. DPM 2062. The reload between each shot, so you have 3 shells. The reload in between each of them is 2.5 seconds. Now, because it is the auto reloader, the shell reload for shell 1 is 6.2 seconds, shell 2 4.88, and shell 3 4.88. So, which is kind of weird that the second shell takes the same amount of time as the first shell, as the third shell. But obviously, the third shell is the one you shoot first. And yeah, so that's the same. I would have thought the second one would have been like maybe 5.6 seconds or something like that, 5.4, but they've kept it the same. Shell 2 and shell 3 the same. Penetration 180 on your AP. APCR is 259, so you will need a little bit of APCR, so do take some APCR with you, because especially against tier 9 heavies you come up against. Damage, you do 240 on your AP, 190 on your APCR, and 270 on your HE. So the difference between the AP and the HE is really not, what, 30 damage? It is crazy. I thought the high explosive should be at least 300, but 270. Aim time, pretty good, 2.7. Dispersion, pretty good, 0.3110. It does have 9 degrees of gun depression, and the top speed is 55 kilometers per hour. Now, we're going to get into some battles just to show you the gameplay. I mean, if you played the Pantera, it is pretty much the same kind of gameplay. But we are going to get into a couple of games that I've just had to see if you want to buy the tank or not. So as I say in all my previous auto reloading videos, it's really kind of up to you how you play. I mean, it's always good to have 3 shells ready, and if you can only shoot once, if you've only got 1 shot, then yes, obviously take it and don't go looking for the other shot. Just reload your shell, then see if you can get that shot. Whereas if you've got shots, just take them. When you haven't got shots and you back up, then that is the time to reload. And we're going to do that pretty well, I think, more in the next game. This game, we're just going to try and get shots off. And now, as you can see, I'm not going to poke up and expose myself over this ridgeline. I'm just going to wait for this AMX or the Lerva or the EXP. I'm going to wait for them to make the mistake. And the AMX is going to make a few mistakes. And he's going to, on this map, you can actually shoot through the tracks. And this AMX has just found that out. And he's going to think like, he's even question mark like, what was that? Where was that from? So because the enemy are capping C, they've capped C, I've decided to come this side of the rails because most of my team are here. So I'm not really worried about the team to the left, and I wasn't quite sure what what tanks were coming to the right. And as you can see, there is the T-34 and the Tiger P. So coming this side of the hill was probably the best idea. So while we're getting shots off, and again we had shots off, we've got one shell loaded. I could wait here, but the AMX are not going. I mean, look, he gets shot and he backs up. So that's why I decided to take that shot and not reload. And the same now. Unfortunately, I did miss the T-44 a couple of times, so that was my mistake. And again here, we're going to reload one shell and we're going to shoot it. We're not going to reload the second shell because I wouldn't have been able to get that shot off on the AMX before he run away. So as now I've got no shots. Now I've got really no shots. I'm going to reload, and again, I've got a shot now. I've got a shot now, so I'm not going to reload the third shell. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to shoot my second shell because I am getting shot, and then we're just going to back up. And now we have no shots. We are on a full reload, and it's not like the reload is massive. I mean, it's 4.4 seconds plus your 2.5 intra-clip to load the first and the second shell. So it's not... the reload's not massive. The reload's not massive, and I thought it's actually... the reload's quite short actually. There I could have waited because it was literally 1 second before I reloaded the final shot, but we still managed to get 2 shells into the T-28 Defender, and now we are on a reload. There's no point exposing. He is an auto loader, so I didn't want to expose. I'm going to wait for my teammate, which is the Tankenstein. I'm going to let him go first, let him get the shot. He is full hit points, and as soon as the T-28 Defender shoots, I am going to poke out. I do get 1 round into him. He is going to shoot me. But by this time, I had all 3 shells loaded, and I can clear him up for my second kill. So, not a bad game. I could have done a little bit better with my shots, with my reloading. But, I mean, we still end up on a first class. It's a good little credit earner. 80,000 credits earned. I mean, I'm not running no boosters, or I'm not running any... I'm running premium time. But I think that's a good little credit earner. We also get 1,800 assistant damage as well. And we spot 4 tanks. Next up, Falls Creek. I really enjoyed this game. We are going to go left. We're going to go left, and we're going to try and cap A. Now, there's 2 mediums and a light tank on our team. There's 3 mediums and a light tank on the enemy team. So if it's just us mediums and the light tank and we get rushed by the enemy mediums and light tanks, we could get wrecked. So I'm just going to sit forward on this corner here, which I always do. Even Supremacy, I just wait because a lot of the tanks do go up into that corner, and you can spot them on the way, just like we're going to see here with the Indian Panzer. So we get 1 shot off. He's not shooting us, so we're going to get a second shot, and we do get the 3rd shot, but that was in the Panther. And again, we're just going to back up. My team are with me. We do have a TD with us as well. So we're going to reload, and I do mess up here, literally 0.1 second until I reload, and I take the shot off. And I could have took this guy out now, but instead I have to wait for the first shot, first shell to be reloaded, and now I have no shells. So I'm going to wait. We finally get 1 shell, and again, I'm going to use them. If I have shots, I'm going to use them. I'm not just going to sit in front of a gun, and my team are there anyway. So if I'm not shooting, then I'm still not using I'm still not getting the damage. And yes, your DPM lowers, but if you've got no shots when you do have the DPM, I mean, what's the point? So now we are, our heavies around that corner, our T-28 Defender, our TD, they are getting overrun over there. Now, I was quite surprised that there's still 2 mediums and a light tank still left alive with that push. It did help with that TD being there as well. And now it's 4 against 4. So I've reloaded all 3 shells. So it doesn't matter who I come in, I'm going to be able to pump out the 3 shells. So first up was the AMX, who probably went AFK. So we take him out. He is the one spotting. Even if he's AFK, definitely need to take him out so he's not spotting for the rest of his team that's still alive doing damage. So our CDC is going to go up the hill. He's going to keep them spotted. And because of that, we now spot the SU-122, who is the easiest target, which I'm going to be able to get shots off on him without being exposed from the 2 heavies to the left. So we get 2 shots. Unfortunately, we just missed that 3rd shell, and now I was debating, do I go left or do I go right? So I've decided to go right just in case I can get the shots off. And again, I'm now in a position where I'm hiding for the lurver. I managed to get a troll bounce from this object, and now this is what I mean, like, I'm only going to reload 1 shell at a time and shoot that 1 shell because you're still doing damage. I'm still bringing him. He's down low enough hit points. If I can get 1 more shot off and our TD or can get a shot off on him. He's now a one shot, and because we are focus firing with the CDC, it's not so bad. And again, the reload is what, 6 point something seconds or whatever it is, so it's not like you're waiting a long time. Now with the Lerva, he is pretty full hit points, so we do reload 2 shells. We're not going to reload the 3rd shell, no point. There's still 2 of us left alive, so the CDC is, I mean, I'm not going to wait. We're going to shoot him once, we put him down to a 1 shot, and the CDC can clear him. So that game was a little bit better. We used the reload wisely, and that video really explained that you don't always have to reload your shells. If you can, reload. Obviously, if you've got no shots, definitely reload your 3 shells. It's best to have 3 shells than 1, but only if you can. If you've got shots off, take them. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Very good tank. I would recommend getting it dependent on the price. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll see you soon.